10 to 20% of households struggling with food security, and over 50% of Americans are relying on prescription drugs. I want you to consider this, and I want you to think what the real chaos will be if an economic collapse or hyperinflation happens today. I want you to consider some numbers that I will about to give you. If violence, crime, and mental health break down, you should consider a death toll estimate between 5 to 15 million people. That is 5 to 15 million people that could die between the first and second year of an economic collapse. You guys may think, well, that's a lot of people, Billy. Well, let me tell you something. As desperation sets in, and you can expect riots, you can expect looting, violent crimes. You know, a very simple example, and I know that I really don't use Venezuela as an example, but today is a prime time to use Venezuela as an example. You have to understand that when Venezuela collapsed, or they had an economic collapse, crime skyrocketed. The United States, and here's something that I want you all to understand, the United States is not like Venezuela. The United States is a lot more complex. Therefore, a collapse will be way harder. The mental health crisis that the U.S. is facing with 50% of people dependent on medication is scary. Now, let's draw some comparisons between the Venezuela and the U.S. and some key differences, because it's very important to see the difference between the both of them. While Venezuela economic collapse caused thousands of deaths, America, again, is a complex system. Therefore, it's more vulnerable. What does that mean? Well, guess what? We are more dependent, or we rely more on a global chain supply. Meaning that if China does not send us medication to us, well, let's just put it like this. There's going to be a lot of folks up there without their medicine to keep them balanced. That what do you think they're going to do? What do you think it's going to do? Now, America's dependency on foreign imports for food, energy, and medication, combined with the soaring national debt and division in politics that we have, makes the U.S. way more susceptible to an economic breakdown. No? Well, let's see the warning signs. Do we have a rise in inflation? Do we have an increase in debt, aka the debt ceiling? Is our chain supply somewhat fragile? Those are indications that America may face a very similar collapse. Now, well, are we sure, Billy? Let me put it like this. As I mentioned early on, about 10 to 20% of the U.S. already faces food security issues. Well, what does that mean? If the chain supply is not there, what do you think is going to happen to those numbers? That 10 to 20%, it's going to skyrocket. Will that cause an impact? Well, let me think. If the chain supply are disrupted, shelves are empty, people get hungry, you're going to have widespread food shortages, and you have millions of people unhappy and with an empty stomach, what do you think is going to happen? Tell me. Leave it down in the comment section below. What do you think is going to happen? When there is no medication, and I said before, 50% of Americans depend on prescription medication to manage chronic health conditions. If it's not there, what? Let me just ask that. I mentioned mental health because that's the first ones you're going to see crazy on the street. How about heart condition? How about high blood pressure? How about diabetes? And I can go on and on. What do you think is going to happen? All of those people are going to go, because when your life is on the line, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think a parent will not do to save their child? Again, leave it down in the comment section below. I want to tell you all that an economic collapse in the U.S. will be far beyond what people think. What happened in Venezuela is child's play. What is going to happen here? First of all, we have way more people. We have way more guns. We have more people who are entitled. They have that entitlement mentality. Take that away, and you will see what happens. Take it away, and you will see how unhappy people get. Take it away, and you will see how many people turn on each other on the streets. So the idea that it will never happen here, with the fact is that we are seeing the warning signs. You think it's not going to happen? You think that we are okay? We are far from being okay. Now, again, what can you do? Well, the only thing you can do when it comes to starvation is put away food. Try to be as self-reliant as you can. If you can't raise chickens because they make too much noise, think about quails. If you can't grow, I don't know, potatoes, think about carrots. Listen, I have said a million times in this channel, do not be a consumer. Be a producer, and that will help. That will help. Listen, having trees out there, fruit trees, or you only have to plant it once and that's it. Mango trees, apple trees, peach trees, whatever. It doesn't matter. Food in your belly, that's all it matters. When it comes to medical, this is a little bit more complicated. A little bit more complicated. I will suggest you this. Start looking into old school medicine. I'm just going to put it like that. Old school medicine. The old folks knew how to take care of business. They didn't rely on modern medicine. So I started looking into that alternative medicine. Hey, it had worked for hundreds of years. Now doctors nowadays say, oh, don't do that. What do you think medicine is derived from? From plants. Natural. Look into it. I don't know what you're going to need, so I can't advise you on it. Plus, I'm not a doctor, so you got to do your own research. Now, when it comes to crime and whatnot, because, you know, let's face it, it will happen. Well, you're going to have to focus on home security. You're going to have to, train self-defense. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Don't surround yourself with people that don't know what to do, don't know what is going on, don't care, and don't prepare. No. Surround yourself with those that are sharing your same lifestyle, your same thoughts. Surround yourself with those people, because those people will become assets when this happens. Those others are going to be liability, plain and simple. Now, if you can bring it to your side right now, they will become an asset. But right now, as they are a liability. Nonetheless, I am providing you something for you to think. This is not fiction. This is not, those are scenarios and whatnot. No. The warning signs are there. We see a rise in inflation, increasing in debt, and the fragility in the supply chain are all indicators that America may face a similar collapse as Venezuela. With that being said, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like always, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.